there's a man sitting right over there in the corner.
Yeah.
That I owe special thanks to, and that's Jesse McReynolds. At 14 years old, he and Jim gave me a job, my first professional job out on the road playing banjo with them.
Well, you had the best looking haircut in Bluegrass back then.
Who, Jesse?
Yeah.
No, Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse.
Had that wild root hair tonic.
Absolutely. They had it going
a part
on.
on the side.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I tell you a little story about Jim and Jesse there right quick? You know, all of us have traveled so many miles on those buses. We used to, we have to take turns riding shotgun, you know, and Jim and Jesse, they did all their own driving, you know, they really did. And so Jim would take a shift, Jesse would take a shift, whatever. So we left one time, headed down to Louisiana, I believe, and Jim had taken the first shift and driven several hours, and he'd gotten tired and pulled over and decided he'd take a rest. And Jesse took over, and he drove it on in, you know. And when we got to the place down there in Louisiana, it was just me and Jesse up. Everybody else was back in the bunks. We pulled in, and me and Jesse hopped off the bus. We went inside, and we ran into the promoter in there and started, you know, just talking back and forth. He told us what time we were on, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, the guy said, he said, do you mind if we tape the show? And I don't know if any of you knew Jim, but Jim wasn't too fond of that. But anyway, Jesse said, oh, well, I guess it'll be all right. I guess it'll be all right. So Jesse went on, and me being the 14, 15-year-old that I was, I headed back to the bus, you know. And as I walked in, I heard a voice back there, and Jim said, Carl, what's going on in there? And I said, well, we just went inside to check things out. I think we're on about 2 o'clock, something like that. And he said, well, anything else? What'd the promoter say? And I said, well, he asked Jesse if he could tape the show. There's a lot of silence then, you know. And all of a sudden, he did. He said, yeah. He said, Carl, what'd he say? And I said, well, he told me it'd be okay. You reckon it would be okay? More silence. And all of a sudden, Carl, come here just a minute. So I went back through the curtains of the bus, and he's laying there. He had that first bunk on the bottom there, you know, and he's laying in there. He said, you see my boots under the bed right there? And I said, yeah, I see your boots. I do. He said, well, if you wouldn't mind, slip off your shoes and put on my boots and go in there and kick Jesse's. True story, I'm telling you.
Welcome to show business,
Welcome
Carl
to show
Jackson.
business. There you go.
That's good.